Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do. Girl, it's time to be real, raw, and relentless. Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do. You know it's time.
Recrown you.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Truly Inspired Martin, and welcome to another episode of the Recrown You podcast. That's right, ladies. We are here for the women who are ready to be real, raw, and relentless in their pursuit to unleash their inner badass. So what exactly does that mean for you? You're the woman that says, I done been through some stuff that I haven't dealt with, but I'm ready to give it everything I got. You're the woman that says, I know my posture ain't right, but I'm ready to posture up. You're the woman that says, I just need the tools. I need the resources. I need somebody to give me the game so that I can make something happen in my life. You're the woman that says, you know what, my past is not about to dictate my future. And guess what, ladies? We are here for you. The woman that is just ready to get it together, all the way together in all aspects of your life. So y'all already know who it is. It's your girl, Truly Inspired Martin, the Millennial Reset Coach, here with another amazing episode of the Recrown You podcast. And I hope y'all are ready for this heat that's coming down the pipeline today. It's going to be amazing because I definitely brought my sister from another mister on the show today, and she's about to give you the GAME for 2020. Ooh, I wonder if that would have rhymed if I said it a different way. Oh, either way, on to the next, right? So, y'all know I'm a fool. But I'm going to start this episode like I start every other episode with a statistic or a quote. And today's going to be a statistic, man. It's actually going to be a couple statistics. So let's get into it. So the statistics that I give you will kind of give you like a little glimpse into where we are going with today's episode. So we are bossing up and getting ready for 2020. So let's listen to these statistics. Alrighty. So according to Oberello, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, Oberlo, right? So according to them, there are 3.2 billion social media users, which equates to about 42% of the population. These are 2019 statistics, by the way, so we ain't outdated right now. So 3.2 billion, I ain't say million, I said billion, which equates to about 42% of the population, right? Another statistic for you is Facebook is the market leader. You know what's funny? I don't really like to hang out on Facebook like that, but I get a lot more engagement on Facebook than I do anywhere else. Like, people really like rock with me on Facebook. I could post a picture of me just blowing kisses and y'all give me love, okay? So I can kind of believe that, right? So 68% now report that they are Facebook users, right? So Facebook remains the most widely used social media platform. So roughly 2/3 of US adults use Facebook. And I'm pretty sure that our guest today will either correct me, deny, or, you know, whatever the truth is, it will be told. Last statistic of my segment is social media users by generation, right? So 90.4, Lord Jesus, 90.4% of social media users are millennials. Shout out to us. 90.4 are millennials. 77.5 are Gen X. And 48.2 are baby boomers. So millennials, I don't care what they try to tell us about ourselves. We run the social media space. So that should tell you a lot about how you should maneuver these streets when it comes to your business. I know a lot of people that try to avoid social media for branding, for marketing, for life. And I'm just like, Like, I don't like going on social media every day. I don't like trying to come up with content all the time. It's a headache, right? But I also know that it is a key factor in me getting myself out to the masses and engaging with people and letting people know who I am, what I do, and what I provide, and how I can change the game for them, right? So it is important to know what it means to be yourself online. So today's episode, we're talking about branding yourself online. the content, man, the content. Content is king. David Shan says that all the time. Y'all know that's my brother. Shout out to David Shantz. And he always talks about content is king. And if you watch some of his videos, content is his thing. Okay, bro be switching out shirts and doing Doritos commercials. I don't know why Doritos ain't picked him up yet, but that's another conversation for another day. But content, like I'm starting to really understand just how important like paying attention to the type of content you put out, when you put it out, and like making sure that it aligns with who you are as a person. Super duper importante, right? Because I'm looking at people's stuff. Like I noticed that I go to people's pages like Ace Vane, like when I really want to just crack up and laugh, right? Like everybody's pages serve a different purpose. Mine, people always tell me mine is real inspirational and funny. I guess I'll be putting some funny stuff sometimes, right? So I'm getting an idea, a gist of what people come to me for, right? So understanding who you are in the marketplace and what you bring and how to bring it is super important. So without further ado, today I am bringing to you Nicky Saunders. She helps personal brands get their message out to the world through content on social media. A lot of y'all might know her for working with Eric Thomas and Associates, the hip hop preacher himself. She has Beast Mode Digital. I'm going to let her get into all of that, right? But she is an experienced content strategist and business development strategist with a demonstrated history of working in the professional training and coaching industry. She is skilled in content strategy, social media strategy, video editing, and mobile technology. So I ain't even going to hold y'all up no more. I'm going to let her in the building. Nicky, you with me?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Hey, what's goody, goody, goody?
Yeah, I need that little intro. I need. I was like, yo, was that me? That is fire.
That is you. All I did was just like, I know you, so I know you.
I'm about to send some cash app your way to get that over. All right.
Hey, my cash app is like.
Hey. Say it for the listeners. Say it for the listeners.
All right. Well, this is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for just even wanting to come on. You know what I'm saying? Some people be acting funny, but you love me.
I don't know who those people are, but there's nothing but love for you over here.
Yeah, I love you too, sis.
I was just saying, look, for the listeners out here, I saw that she had a podcast. And I'm like, yo, you're not gonna hit me? This is crazy. Like mad episodes passed. I was like, oh wow, you ain't gonna hit me? This is
I know you be busy, man. I ain't want to, tie up your schedule. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. I mean, we be talking about random stuff too, and I was like, we just cool. We just friends.
You are my ace boom coon, man.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna start off with this. So I love to find out a little bit of information about, my people. So tell us one fun fact about you that nobody knows, and also tell everybody where you're from.
Queens, New York.
We know.
Y'all can't hear from the accent. Supposedly I got an accent. I don't know. I guess, but
we all do.
So, yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Fun fact that hardly anybody really knows. I would say I was the only female boxing champion in the Navy a few years back. Won the national championship over there. But I keep that on the low because I got these hands, and so yeah, let's that's a little fun fact.
I don't know why I felt like I knew that. Like you just look like you can box, bro.
You know, I am Puerto Rican. It is in the blood, and so, but I never really say it out loud, kind of thing. So
ya tu sabe.
Hey, they really don't know.
They really don't.
But it's all good. Yeah, that's a little fun fact. I used to box on a regular, and then this current thing that I do now just took up all my life, and so I really got the time to do that much. So, but we out here. I still got these pants.
That's kind of dope. So that's something I didn't know. You were in the Navy?
Yeah. 9 years.
Wow. Well, how did you transition from the Navy to what you do right now?
It was actually a very interesting transition. So, mind you, another thing that people might not have known unless you really follow me, I was in IT for majority of my life, right?
Uh,
Bachelor's degree, cybersecurity, all that great stuff, right? So, for my whole Navy career, I was in IT. I transitioned out to be another, go right into the IT. It pays. I mean,
oh
that
yes.
thing pays, right? So, worked for a bank as an IT manager over there. Got super bored. Um, Once I got out of the Navy, it just wasn't fun for me. And then I started doing videos, and then let's just say, yeah, everything went real up after that. Once I started doing videos and got noticed by the man himself, Eric Thomas. So yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Hmm.
Okay. So I met you about 3 years ago now. And
Man, it's been that long,
yo,
crazy.
time flies when you're having fun and building.
Facts. Facts. Crazy.
And I've seen you go from like 100 to like a million, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was
Yeah.
no zero. So
Yeah.
you definitely leveled up. So where did this overdrive come from?
I think really like honing in on the dopeness that I do, right? And not to just sound cocky or anything like that, but really figuring out that the things that I was creating was actually impacting people's lives. And the second that I realized that, I kind of just really honed in on that as far as creating way more, and then realizing that people want to know how I took E's brand from like 300 to a million followers, verified, all that great stuff on multiple platforms. So I realized there was two things. People loved what I created, but people also loved the knowledge that I had like just grown out of these years from branding online. Thinking didn't know that content was really kind of the core of branding somebody. You could have the logos and everything like that, the nice website, but people won't truly understand who you are until you have the proper content. And once I figured that out, like things just took off after that. Like that, I got multiple titles like social media guru, content guru, branding guru, all this great stuff that I did not call myself. No, I am not that conceited, people. No, people call me this. I swear I'm a really actual humble person. I just have a New York swag. But yeah, it just really concentrating on content and building out that kind of storyline is what helped me.
I love it. And you said you're not trying to be cocky. Yo, one thing that, I've had to realize in life is that I think a lot of times, even just as women, period, like we trying to suppress ourselves so that people don't think that we utilizing this type of name for ourselves or whatever. It is what it is. If you a badass, you a badass. You good at what you do, you good at
Hold
what
on.
you do.
Let's not get it twisted. There's certain things like let's not get into it. So this is the problem. I'm black and Puerto Rican, so that has its own kind of thing. I'm a New Yorker, that's its own other thing. I'm a Leo, that's his own other thing. And for those who've taken the assessment, I don't know, she's talked about.
Yeah.
I'm a 99D. So
Oh,
that is his own
Jesus.
little, that's his own little thing. So it's not. I'm not cocky. I'm convinced kind of situation.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things that I do that no one really can outwork me, and I fully understand that, but I don't need to be super boisterous about it.
Yep.
I just let my work do what it do, and that's why people know me for what I do, because I just let my work talk.
Yep. I think a lot of people are scared to just walk in. That, first of all, that disc assessment is everything. And like
Oh,
when you learn how to walk in who you are, like, and people try to take it for exactly what it is. Everybody's gonna have a little bit of everything, but
yep.
when you take it for what it is and like really embrace it, like
Mm-hmm.
I have a high I, right? like that's the main one I can remember right now. High I,
Right.
and then there was a D. My C was super low, and
Right.
like there's just certain things, and now I'm like, you know what? I used to make this feel like I wasn't operate in a certain way, or people wouldn't like me if I didn't conform to how they wanted me to act. This is who I am, and this is actually what helped me build a platform, being who I am.
Absolutely. And you knowing yourself helps you with your brand. So that's my whole big thing, especially this year, is like you have to know yourself, like your true authentic self, because you're an I, you have a podcast. Like C's, and like I said, we can break down the assessment another time or later on, but a C who is like a cautious kind of person needs to have procedures, is very introverted and everything like that, but a D and an I is super extroverted, right? So we could do videos, we could do podcasts, and it's not a problem, but a lot of people don't know who they are. So sometimes a high I like yourself could possibly try to do blogs and can't be consistent with it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So by not knowing who you are, you're going to sometimes do the opposite of what you're really good at and what your superpower is. So it's super important to be taking these different types of assessments to know who you are so you can make sure you're naturally working on it. Because once you work in your natural, anybody who builds like a developed skill, like I've been learning this for mad years, you could beat them in a blink of an eye because this is natural to you. So it's important to know about yourself for sure.
Oh, that's good. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit, right? So I know that certain people hear the word branding.
Yeah.
They hear it everywhere, right? So like for those people, let's dumb it down a little bit. Like what is branding?
Well, I'll give you my definition of branding, which is a super dumbed down version. It is you being your true authentic self online. That's it. It's you being your true authentic self online, right? Nothing else. Is not that deep. It's not having the most amazing website, logo, videos, all that great stuff. Is you putting yourself out there on these social media platforms, period, right? Now, granted, there's a whole other totally different type of branding where it comes to offline kind of stuff, but I'm more concerned about your online because that's how we're introduced to you majority of the time is online. Like we either saw you on social media, we either saw you on YouTube, things like that. And so you have to conduct yourself a certain kind of way. You have to have a certain kind of swag about you. You have to have a certain kind of look about you. And that's branding to me.
I like that. Thank you for the elementary school version because I think we get real caught up in what people make branding feel like and look like. Nah, just be you. Do you.
Yep, absolutely.
Love it. So we understand that you got the IT background and all that, which is super dope because I always want to get IT, but it's just too many books to read. So I was just like, I'm not doing that. But what made you get into social media and branding so heavy? Like,
so funny story. I'm addicted to my phone, right? Hands down. I'm addicted. I fully can admit that, right? I could be addicted to drugs and alcohol, and I'm not. I'm addicted to my phone. So instead of looking at that as a negative kind of way, the type of person that I am, I kind of study why I'm this way, right? And so I really looked at the different types of content that I was looking at, things that I figured that I could create. And then it's crazy with an IT background, certain things kind of just mesh real easily when it comes to me touching a laptop or me touching a phone. Anything technology, I'm pretty dope at, right? And so understanding after being addicted to my phone and understanding that the way we understand people is through these videos and pictures and everything, I try to figure out, how do I create that? Like, how do I make sense? And the super backstory is like my mom from birth put me in front of a TV and made me watch music videos, right? And so in my head, I've always associated words and video, right, into a kind of a storyline, like from a very, very young age. This is now, granted, back then, this is when music videos made sense. Like you heard the word and it was matched with what you were seeing, right?
Right.
So when it started to kind of, sway left to like just these random movie, little mini movies that didn't make sense with the song anymore, I was like, all right, I could still probably create that with people's words. And so for me, when it comes to like speakers and anybody who says anything, pretty much, I can turn that into really dope content and realize that's what people want. Understanding what people want and not necessarily what a brand wants to give out is the major key of getting successful on social media platforms. So that's how I rock it.
And you are fire with that stuff because it creates a certain feeling, right? And I think that's really kind of what I just got from. I remember when music videos made sense, and when certain things took place on TV that made sense, and it gave you a certain feeling in it, and it made you want to rush home and watch Rap City in the basement.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like it made you want to. Now it's kind of like, okay, switch, right? But you are creating that same type of feeling, which is important when it comes to branding. So I know the people want to know, like, how did you collide your world with E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher? Like, how did that happen? Like, give me the juice.
All right, so this is the two major facts, and I'll break it down. Pay for where you want to go and serve. Okay, so what I mean by that is I wanted to be a part of the community, not necessarily the brand yet. Like that wasn't my thought process. I just needed to be around that kind of feel. Once I started binge watching E's videos, right? I was like, yo, I gotta be around this man somehow, some way, right? He had an online community, Breathe University, right? I joined Breathe University and I served once I saw there was certain gaps. So for me, being the high I, like we were speaking earlier, right? Because I am a high I as well. Realizing the community was a dud, I made sure that the community was lit, and we would do things maybe every month or something like that, every week in the beginning of it. And so that got their eyes at first. That got their attention. Like, yo, who is this chick making all this noise in the group, right? Then I know that you don't go for the top first. Like you serve those people who are under, right? So for those who don't know kind of like the chain of command when it comes to Eric Thomas and that company, the third man is Carl.
Yep.
Right. And so I knew this, plus I knew Carl was in the whole media situation. If I'm trying to be in media, I'm gonna go with the media guy, right?
Yep.
So I bugged Carl to death, like, yo, put me in the game, coach, put me in the game, right? And he finally gave me some little task that would have taken him maybe a month. It took me 2 days to do. Ooh. Right? And he was like, oh.
Value.
Okay. So what I did was make myself super valuable to the point where I'm irreplaceable. Right? And, but with no limitation. Meaning a lot of people try to go into an opportunity and like, yo, I'm going to do this for about like 2-3 months. And then I'm going to expect something out of it, or I'm going to ask for money or whatever. I straight up gave my services for 2 years straight and never asked for a dime. Like didn't even, after the 2 years, didn't even ask for nothing. Like they offered, right? So I didn't come in with an expectation to be on the team, to work for them, to do anything like that. I came in the pure heart of just like, yo, I just want to help the brand because I see where this can go, and y'all have some gaps, and I know how to fill that. So put me in the game, coach. So I paid to get into that kind of network, right? And then I served my way to being this valuable team member that I am right now.
Oh, listen, first of all, you just dropped so many gems. I hope that people caught that. Like, people just always want to rush to the top. They want to get to the top man. They're like, oh, I see E.T. Let me get to E.T. Let me figure out how to get to him. But there's so much that learning from the ground up. There's so much about paying your way in. Like, I tell people, I know some people ask me sometimes, like, how do I even have some of the relationships that I have, right? And like, or friendships, or how am I in certain rooms? I've always had a mind and a heart to serve. Like, that's just who I am. And it never has anything attached to it. Like, I just serve to serve. And I think so many people are just, they have so much motive. And when people start to feel like you using them, they don't want to be bothered with you.
Nah. Serving is the easiest and purest way to get into the room for real. Like a perfect example was that they had a festival, music festival in Atlanta, the A3C
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
festival,
Uh huh.
right? Me just serving with my camera, like just shooting footage and everything like that, got me in the room with like Ti, Charlemagne, uh, 2 Chainz, Dapper Dan, Karen Civil knows who I am now. Like, oh, you here too? Woo! Like, it's just
Yes.
like with no, I don't want anything in return at all. Like, I just want to be able to help these people in any kind of way, shape, or form that I can, based off what the impact they've done in me, whether I've been inspired, motivated, entertained, or learned from them in some kind of way. Like, I just wanted to give back. And I know that what I give out is going to come back to me eventually. I just don't put a time limit to it.
That's good. Ooh. Oh my God. That was real good right there. Because I didn't know what answer to expect, but I just took so much out of that.
I mean, it's true. It's true. And I know a lot of people are like, yo, but I got bills. Like, I got kids, I got bills, I got all that. And this is my mentality, and maybe it's the New York in me. It's not hard to make money.
Nope.
Like, it really isn't hard. Y'all stressing about the wrong things. Like, if y'all stressing about money, that's crazy. Like, it's not hard. We got things in the crib that we don't need. We got talents that we kind of underappreciate that people will actually pay for, if we just put our mind to it. If we need to make money, we can make money. It's not hard. We've done it 2, 3, 400 million times already in our lives. So I don't really concentrate on money. It doesn't run my life or anything like that. I'm not sitting here saying I'm balling, but like, I will never, regardless if my bank account is $1 or regardless if it's $1 billion, like, I will never sit here stressing about no money, because it comes and goes, and it's not going to rule my world at all.
That's strong right there. It's all mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, yes, yes. Ooh, okay, Nicky. All right. So, what is one major mistake you see influencers making when it comes to branding and their content online?
I would. There's quite a few. The first thing I would say is they try to sell too hard when you can sell without selling, right? People don't want to be sold to on social media. Like, we don't go on social media to be sold. If y'all paid attention to the thing that I said, like, we go on social media to be entertained, to learn something, and to get motivated and inspired. That had nothing to do with being sold to, right?
Yeah.
And so we fall under those categories somehow, some way, if we're a brand, right? So we have to understand, yo, how do I give value to the point where, people, whatever I do is going to rock with me, right? A brand that I love, like beyond love, and rest in peace to, is Nipsey Hussle's brand, right?
Yeah.
And what he did wasn't sell anything like to us up front. Like, we just saw what he was doing and we wanted to be a part of it, right? And influencers get too much caught up in the bag, as far as, okay, I need to sell my program, I need to sell this sponsored post, I need to do this, I need to do that, and go to my website and anything, and they forgot to add the value to their audience. They forgot to talk to their audience, to where if they just catered to them real quick, it would be easier to just sell anything they wanted to, because they're catering to it.
Mm. Mm. I'm over here taking notes for my damn self. Hold on. that right there is some truth, because sometimes I wonder why certain posts, like just being transparent, right? Like, so certain posts that I'll post, so I might be selling an event, right? And if I just put the event up and I'm just like, yo, event's up, we lit, here's the price, go get it, right?
Right.
Sometimes, very seldom, I'll get a few sales that way.
Absolutely.
Right?
You got core following. Absolutely.
Right? But there's also those times when I'll switch up. Like yesterday, I posted because we got the lit brunch coming up December 14th, and I did a meme to start the video with. Right, I did the little cat and the little yelling white lady.
Of course.
Right, and it was like
trending.
right. I know it's trending, and I also use it like fine dining, women's empowerment over fine dining or something like that. And then the little cat says the lit brunch, right?
Yeah.
So I got a lot more engagement on that and sold some tickets off of that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I can see what you mean by being so like there's a reason why people are there, and that being sold at thing can sometimes be a deterrence.
Yeah, like you like you said, the flyer itself did something because you have a core following, right? If you have a brand, right, and you've been putting out content or whatever, there's going to be some people, regardless if it's one or thousands of people that that rock with you regardless, right? So you've been establishing your brand for a minute, that because you drop a flyer, people are waiting for it. Like, all right, whatever she does, I'm gonna drop it. But then you have to cater to those people who don't know you so well, or who isn't that committed to your brand, but still kind of rocks with you. So you're gonna have to show them the value of the brunch by doing different pieces of content like that, seeing that, you can be trending with it, you can add value to them, you can, create pictures and videos that isn't just selling to them, but they feel like they need to be a part of it. Are you creating an experience with your content that is going to make them want to jump in and buy this ticket, or are you just telling them to buy? Is what a lot of people tend to just get kind of confused with.
Oh, I think that kind of brings me back to some of the stuff you was talking about on your webinar, when you was talking about catering to those 4 different types of people: the interactive, the steady. Don't let me lie about knowing all the names. But
it's direct, interactive, steady, and cautious.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, like, I literally, ever since you said that, like, before I start putting something together, I think about that person, right? Like, I did one post that's real descriptive on everything that you get. And then I have the one where it's like, here's the link, go in the bio.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of testing the theory to see how it works. And it really is a thing. Like, I think that's really important. So, with that being said, can you give us some tips, tools, and strategies on how to boss up our brands and content for 2020?
Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so
whatever works for you.
All right, that's a lot. So I'm gonna go with what you just said, because a lot of people are gonna be like, "What is direct and interactive? What do you mean?" So I'm gonna go with really understanding your audience, right? You first have to understand the different types of people that you have that come your way. So like I said, you have a direct kind of audience, you have an interactive, you have a steady, and you have a cautious audience, right?
Yeah.
So a direct type of audience wants to get straight to the point, right? You got to provide them with facts. You got to provide them with just the what, like, what is this? Like, what am I looking at? What are you trying to tell me, right? Where an interactive type person wants to feel involved, wants to give their feedback, wants to, visually be stimulated in some kind of way. So, with those two, with the direct and the interactive, your videos and your pictures are going to be dope, because, like I said, the direct audiences want to get straight to the point. What is this? Okay, you're showing me what it is. Cool. And the interactive is like, ooh, what is this? This is dope, yo. Where do I go for it? And for both of them, pretty much, you're going to want to you can sell a dream to them. I'll put it like that. You can sell a dream to them because it's a new opportunity that you're providing them, right? So if you're saying, like, yo, with this, I'll use yours as an example. Like, yo, with this brunch, we're going to totally give you the complete strategy on how to boss up for 2020, right? They're like, oh, all right. Okay. That sounds dope, right? Whereas for the steady and the cautious people, they're going to need to know how, right? So you can leave off with, like, yo, I'm going to tell you how to boss up for 2020. The other two are going to be like, yeah, cool. While the other two are going to be like, okay, how? Like, what exactly are you going to go over, right? So for those types, you're going to have to be a little bit more detailed. you're going to have to tell them how you're going to do it. So these are the topics that I'm going to go over. These are the things that we're going to do, systems and procedures, right? And kind of like make sure that you're super sincere with them, right? Like this is about them, it's not about you. The great thing about your audience in a complete whole, right, with those four, is that they will love you if you make it about them. Like you never want your brand to be the hero. You want your audience to be the hero. You want them to feel as if you're truly there for them, because that's how they rock with you. That's how they feel like they ain't getting scammed. That's how they feel like they ain't trying to put extra money in your pocket only. That you're honestly trying to level people up, right? So that's for like a real quick overview of how like to really talk to your audience, because you first have to understand that you attract four different types, and how do you talk to those different types, right? The next thing I would say is really figure out different apps that really help you with your content, right? There's stories, there's posts. Those are the two main kind of platforms right now, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram. Now, Twitter doesn't have that. YouTube now has stories and everything like that.
What?
TikTok, yeah, YouTube has stories and statuses now. Yep, sure do.
Oh, shoot.
And like, you have those platforms like TikTok that takes the vertical kind of feel and everything like that, right? So you have to understand, how do you create content on the go, right? So here's some apps that I personally use that I love. So for story type format, I use Unfold. Unfold is a really dope app that gives you different templates. So for people who think like, yo, I need to do Adobe Photoshop and everything like that to create dope stuff. No, you could just get Unfold, right? Another app that is pretty dope is Mojo. Mojo is a really dope app that keeps it animated. So you have this kind of great cinematic kind of feel, sometimes pops up, all that great stuff. So I would say Unfold and Mojo are really two dope story apps. For your video apps, just for regular posts and things like that, and some actually do format into story form, is Adobe Rush. Adobe Rush is free, right? But if you want the extra features, like the extra titles, you got to have an Adobe subscription. But Adobe Rush and Videorama. Videorama is really dope when it comes to filters, special effects, some extra music, transitions, and things like that. So those are two dope ones, right? And for the photo editing app, like never, this is what I will say, never post a picture if you did not edit it in some kind of shape or form, whether it's a filter, whether you edit it yourself, whatever it is. Do not just post a picture just raw and uncut, right? We're all brands in our right self. And so we have to have a certain kind of look, right? So the first one I would say is Lightroom. Lightroom is a really good one. And Visco, for those people who don't know how to personally edit, like with the contrast and all that, shadows and all that great stuff, Visco has like hundreds and hundreds of filters that you can just adjust it yourself. Those are great photo editing apps when it comes to your making the content. Now, once you make the content, right, I'm going to say, what is your goal? That's the main thing. I should have started with this, but this is like, when you make it, what is the goal that you're trying to do on social media, right? Because what we tend to do is that we get on social media because everybody else is on social media, or because I need to brand myself, or because it's just the thing to do. And you don't really know why you're posting the post. You should always have a goal on why you post. So you need to have, at least for you, a monthly or weekly goal for being on social media. And it can honestly mirror your business goal. Like it can honestly mirror your personal goal. Like your offline does not have to be separate from your online, right? Your offline and your online should kind of mirror each other, because you're one person. Like, don't try to live double lives for no reason.
Ooh.
Like, you are who you are off and online. Like no one should see who you are online, and that could cause a whole different rant. So I'm trying not to go there too much. That could cause a whole different rant. But no one should look at you online, think you a certain kind of way, and they meet you offline and you ain't that. Right? So have realistic goals that kind of mirror each other. So if you're trying for you, if you're saying, yo, the brunch, I gotta promote this out. I need to get 50 people to this brunch, right? So now the goal is going to create content that goes around the brunch. Like there's nothing else. If you posted a picture in the gym, it has nothing to do with your goal, right? So people get confused. That's how brand confusion starts up, because you're posting just to post and you're not posting because of your goals. So you want to figure out what your goal is. And for those people who are like, I don't know what to create, then you don't know your goal. So once you figure out your goal, you can create anything around that. It makes it super easy. Okay, what picture do I have to post? What video do I have to post? What audiogram, for those people who don't know what an audiogram is, those are those videos that you see that has kind of like a audio wave, and you hear the person, but you not necessarily see the person. That's an audio wave. That's a form of video, right? What kind of story am I doing? Am I going live? Am I writing a blog? Am I doing a LinkedIn article? Things like that. Like you can create a whole content strategy based off that goal. So if there's anything that I tell your audience for going into 2020 when it comes to bossing up for their brand, is really hone in on that goal. Like really concentrate on what you want people to get from your social media, get from your brand that week based off your goals, and you should be straight.
Ooh, that was what I call going to school. You just got schooled. That was good. I was over here taking notes because listen, you just spoke a whole lot to me. And I can see that, right? The brand confusion part too, especially when you're talking about this one thing, but then hold on, I got this other thing going on. Because everybody know I'm transparent, so I'll keep it 100, right? Like, so when it comes to like, even we had so many things clashing at one time. So Black Friday, right? So I had the Black Friday sales, then I got the brunch going on, and my book just dropped. So it's like, okay, hold on, I need to focus on one of these things at once. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, you just spoke to my soul. Thank you.
You're welcome. You could get so much more sales and much more engagement if you concentrate on one thing than try to have a scattered brain.
Yeah,
because you're going to, if you force people to focus on one thing, that's all they're going to want. But if you give people options and you leave it up to them to figure it out, they're going to be like, oh, I think I need this. I'm not really sure. And some of them will fly out. Like, they're like, I'm out. Like, I don't know what I want. Like, she gave me like 9 Black Friday deals. Cool. I don't know what I want.
That's good. Ooh, where were you like a week ago? Damn, I should have hit you up.
You should call me. You should have called me.
But I would be remiss, because I can't let you go, right, without people knowing how can they work with you and connect with you for an extreme Brandon makeover.
So you can always get me at This Is Nicky's, Nicky with an S, right, on all social media platforms. Or if you want to go straight to the service and set up like a free consultation, go to beastmodedigital.com, Beast Mode Digital on Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. I ain't really on Twitter over there or anything like that. Those are the 2 main ones that we on. Set up, just a free consultation. But I always answer my DMs like all day. Like I never leave one super unread. So don't Facebook message me. Don't do that. That's swarm. That's the worst thing. That's like emailing me. I got 30K unread emails. I'm millennial at heart. Don't do it to me, right? but DM me all day. I got y'all.
Yes. Thank you so much for taking time out today to speak with me to speak with everybody and give people some real strategies to get ready for 2020. youdabomb.com, man.
I try.
Yes. So, ladies, I know that was a lot to take in, but you can't say that Nicky ain't get you right for 2020, right? So I don't want to hear no excuses about, oh, I don't really know how to get my brand right online. If you can't figure it out from this episode, you need to slide in her DMs, get with Beast Mode Digital. They will get you right. But in the meantime, in between time, guys, I'm going to catch y'all next time.
You know it's time.